Hello folks, welcome to 4x4 Viewfinder Lockdown Edition. Today we're going to have a chat about things you need to carry in your vehicle at all times, whether it be your car, whether it be your 4x4. Certain items you need to carry with for safety first, and also to be able to sort yourself out should you get into a crisis or an emergency or some kind of dilemma. Alright, so this video will have two parts. First part will be in general, which means any vehicle, 4x4, whether it be car, doesn't really matter. And the second part will have what you need to carry additionally for your 4x4. Right, let's get stuck in. Right folks, so I carry two containers. Right, so the one is the general container that contains everything I need in the vehicle for normal operating, going to work, coming back and all that stuff. The second container I add onto the first container once I do the 4x4 thing, and I just put them together and then I know I'm basically sorted, instead of having to carry everything with for 4x4ing while we're doing a normal school run. You know, it's a bit unnecessary, it takes up space. If you're going for groceries and stuff like that, then you have an extra container or extra stuff laying around that you don't need. So I've basically grouped them like this to make things easier. Right, you can do a similar thing, or you can just put everything together. If you've got space inside your vehicle, more than enough space to carry everything you need, then put that in your spare wheel well or something like that. But yeah, let's get into what's on the inside. Right folks, so this is what's in box number one. Let's discuss why. Right folks, so this is a simple lab of some basic elements. Right, first I've got two ratchet straps here. Now in case of an emergency, perhaps your you've got a breakdown and your vehicle isn't moving, you could technically use this as a tow strap as well. I wouldn't, but you could. In an emergency, you double them up, and the braking strength on these is pretty high, so it'll be able to tow you, but you have to apply some precautions to make sure that you do it properly. Alright, next up, mini first aid kit. Some basic things in here that you might need, not like plasters and stuff like that, like a basic trauma kit. It's basically what's in here. You can have any first aid kit you want, big one, small one, doesn't matter. This is just in general, just something to have something in the car, just for interest. Right? Another thing I've got these bungee cords. Then to tie down things on the inside. Say for instance, argument's sake, you went to Builders and you bought something, always forget to put in either ratchet straps or some slings, these bungee cords. So it's always handy to have them inside. You can strap things down to make sure they move around. Right. Then we've got tire pressure gauge. All my vehicles have one, and all my vehicles have a compressor as well. I'll get into why in a moment. Right. Then, fire extinguisher. Every vehicle should have a fire extinguisher. Doesn't matter what age your vehicle, brand new, old, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter the kilometers or anything. If something goes wrong, something catches a light, it could change it will be the difference between writing off the car or saving the car. That's the difference between having one and not having one. If it's your pride and joy, you've built it up from scratch and you're doing a 4x4 route, some grass gets into the radiator and stuff, and your engine overheats or starts setting alight, this could save it. In most cases it is an easy fix, and if you're overlanding or you're somewhere in the bush or something, you can't afford not to have your vehicle. If your vehicle burns out and stuff like that, you stand it. So, you know, good to have this. Same as with on the open road, if you are driving somewhere in the middle between on the N1 somewhere, your car breaks down or fire starts for no reason whatsoever, good to have one inside. You could probably solve the situation just by using this. Right. Then I've got a compressor in here. The reason I've got a compressor is it's twofold. First one is, doesn't matter where you are, if your tire is deflated slightly, whatever story may be, you've got a compressor to pump it up. You don't need to go to a garage, you don't need to go anywhere, you don't need to damage your sidewalls further of your vehicle. You can stop right there and pump up the tires. Right? And the reason we have this gauge is also to assist with this. Now, notoriously, most of the time, these gauges that are on these compressors, doesn't matter what type of compressor you have, they aren't very accurate, right? So it's good to have high accuracy pressure gauge, which will help and assist you with putting in exact tire pressure that your car requires. Right? Another reason I have it is because should I get a flat tire, and maybe it's a screw or maybe it's just a hole, a nail, or whatever the story may be, in here I've got a tire repair kit, and I can sort the situation out right there. I don't need to go to any tire place to have it removed and a plug fitted or anything like that. I can do it myself. You can sort it out right there in less than 10 minutes. You don't even, in most cases, don't even have to remove the tire from the car. You can just plug it on the spot. Now you could go to a tire place and have it done there and pay money, or you can use that same amount of money that you would have paid to have that one plug fitted, buy a kit, and you'll be able to fit plugs forever. Alright, but let's get to see what's going on inside here. Alright folks, so inside here I've got a number of things. This is the tire repair kit I was talking about. So this is the reamer, and this is the one you use to put the plugs in. And here's the plugs. You can buy them loose, but most of the time the packet that you buy or the kit that you buy has these guys in there. Alright, so here's an additional tire pressure gauge. These work fine as well. They're not extremely accurate, but they're accurate enough to do the job. Alright, I've got a lumi stick in here. You don't know where you might sit in a situation where you are stuck and you need some light. Lumi stick will sort you out. Then I've got a small torch, not just a cheap stupid torch. You know, you never know when you might need it. Some batteries for that torch. I don't keep them inside here because they run flat in the first spot, and the second one is that basically they start iodizing on the terminals and stuff if you leave it on there for too long. Alright, then basic multi-tool. You never know when you might need one. Insulation tape. You never know when you might need that. Here is a little attachment that has bolt sizes on here, and you never know, you might need this as well. Now, for any workshop, this is a big no-no, but for any 4x4er or any person who has a vehicle that, if you might have an issue, you can basically remove and fix any bolt with this guy because it is adjustable. This is part of the tire repair kit, and this is part of the tire repair kit as well. Right, so inside here, I've somehow got this valve that I've made myself, a valve removal tool. You can buy any of these at either Midas or anywhere you can find them, and you just attach it to one of these rubber valves, and I super glued it in there so it can't come loose, doesn't matter how you work it. And then from there it's a little handy nifty little tool to remove a valve with if you need to deflate it. You either can do that or you can get a valve removal tool. This is a tool you can buy at Midas and those places. I also keep spare valves in here just for in case. You never know when sometimes you get a slow puncture and it's on the valve, and maybe the valve rubber, let me just get this guy out. This rubber here starts leaking. Maybe there's some, sorry, this rubber here starts leaking and air escapes, then at least you've got a spare to sort that situation out. Right, and then valve caps in the side and so on. So yeah folks, in a nutshell, that is what I carry in my vehicles at all times. Any of the vehicles that I own, I have all these various equipment in there, because you never know. Something additional I almost forgot to share with you. Another reason I have a compressor also is spare wheel. Now, there's lots of opinions on spare wheels and how they should be maintained and all that stuff. I have a very simple philosophy. My spare wheel is never fully inflated. It's always between 0.5 of a bar and 1 bar. The reason for that is if you think about it, right? If your tire is fully inflated, right, your spare tire, and you never use it for 5 years, maybe you have your vehicle for 5 years, or you bought your vehicle second hand, that tire that's on there is probably as it came from the factory. That person probably never had a flat wheel, and you've now basically got a tire that's 10 years old perhaps. And what sometimes happens is you get a flat, you take your spare wheel, you put it on, you drive 5 kilometers and the tire bursts. It was kept fully inflated over this full period of time. It weakens the sidewalls, it weakens the tire, and basically you might sit with that situation. So what I do is every vehicle I own, the tire gets deflated to 0.5 and 1 bar. I bring it down to that, and if I need it, then I take the tire out, inflate it first, then put it on the vehicle, and then fully inflate it from there. I inflate it to 2 bar, and then when it's on the vehicle, inflate it to 2.2, 2.4, whatever the pressure may be, because the pressure does change the moment the weight is put on the tire. Alright, so that's a safe way of doing that. The other reason why I don't keep it fully deflated is because it depends on where your vehicle is. If you've got a car and your spare tire is inside your car, then there's no chance of dust or dirt accumulating between the rim and the tire itself. If however your tire is kept on, spare tire is kept on outside of the vehicle, like with the Fortuner, the spare tire is underneath the back, a lot of dust and dirt and everything can accumulate there. If your tire is fully deflated, that means that there could be a gap between the tire and the rim. Now as you're driving, dust, still stones and all those things accumulate in between there. Now when you're fully inflating it, you're basically causing a fulcrum effect where the inside bead of the tire wants to climb off, and now you're driving, that tire is flexing in there. It could cause a slow puncture to happen. So now you're driving a couple of kilometers and all of a sudden your tire is flat again. It's because all that dust is kept in there. So between 0.5 and 1 bar is a good area to keep it so that that bead is flush with the rim and then the dust and stuff doesn't accumulate in there. You should still apply a little bit of CDF once you remove your spare tire. Just pick it up and bounce it a little bit just to make sure all that dust and stuff comes out. Regardless of whether it's fully inflated or not, it doesn't matter. Just make sure all that dirt and dust is out there. If you have some water, throw some water on there, let it run out, and make sure that there's no rocks and stones accumulating in there. Then from there, inflate it 3/4, put it on the car, fully inflate it the rest of the way. Safest way to go. So that's it folks, let's jump into part 2. Alright folks, so this is what I carry inside my 4x4 box. You can see there's quite a lot more in there than it is in the other box, but let's get into why. Alright folks, so here's my 4x4 setup. Start from one side, work into the other side, and explain to you why I have what I have here. Right. First of all, duct tape. 4x4 with the salt shooter duct tape. With duct tape you can do many things. I squeezed it down like this to save space because these guys always, it takes unnecessary space. So flatten it out like that. Or what you can do alternatively, like for instance on the tire iron, you can take the part of the duct tape and roll it on here. Like same like it's rolled on here, you just roll it on here, like make like a thick stack of it on here. That way you can spare not having to carry this, and you can do like 3 or 4 of them, and then you just unroll it from here as you need it. So it's a little handy tip for you to get your duct tape in there as well. Wheel spanner. Now the car has its own wheel spanner setup. It's in there. I just carry this one extra because tire iron, another tire iron. No, you never know. Right. I cut it. Always need to cut something. Perhaps you were driving and you picked up a wire and the wire rolled around the wheel. Side cutter is nice to get in there to cut the wire off. Or cut rope that's got into the wheel and that stuff. It's always handy to have something like this in there. Scissors as well, same scenario. Have some grass got in there, cut it quickly. That's nice to have a multi-purpose scissor in there as well. And also, you know, you can open your beers. Then in here, I've got a whole lot of random stuff. Nuts and bolts, little D-shackles, odds and ends that I've picked up over the years that I keep inside the vehicle just for in case, you know, a nut or a bolt falls off the inner wheel arch or something like that, and the wheel arch is scraping against the wheel. I can look in here, I'll probably find a bolt that will work. Screw that in there, Bob's your uncle, sorted out the situation without damage to the vehicle. You know, and this is something that's built up over a period of time. It's not going to instinctively just know, you know, you can collect some stuff, but it'll probably end up being there and never get used. Same as this, might never get used, but you know, it's what I've realized over the years what I need. Right, wheel spanner. Obviously, there's lots of things you can do with a wheel spanner. You can use it to attack a spin cock. Just kidding, don't attack spin cocks, never attack spin cocks. Use it to fix the tire on the spot. Lots of things actually, so always carry one. Insulation tape. The duct tape gets finished, you've got insulation tape. You've got some wiring that got exposed or wiring that got damaged that you need to close it up again. And you've got some insulation tape to sort that out. Then I've got a little ratchet set like this in there. You never know when you might need it, something can be. You've got a little set. These are relatively cheap, imported builders, grip sets. It's got everything you need inside here to make a job work. Then here I've got a spanner set. Now you get different spanner sets that have different spanner sizes, you know, set up on inside. Don't think that automatically because it's a spanner set it's going to go from 6mm up to 18mm. There's some spanners, like in between spanners, that are missing, like a 15. I know I won't use unfortunately, but a 12, 14, 17 and a 19 I will use unfortunately, and that's why this little set has everything I need spanner wise. Then I've got a soft shackle. Now you don't need a soft shackle, you can get normal hard shackles. I keep this guy in there for in case, you know, maybe I need an additional one. This one I made myself. This is a very special type of rope. You can't just use any type of rope. This rope, as it stands here, can withstand a lot of pressure. And the way this thing is made, perhaps I'll make a video on it. I'll show you how to make your own soft shackle. If you make this right, it can be as strong as this. Now, I know it's counterintuitive and you think it's impossible, but believe me, you can buy these as well. They're pretty expensive because of the rope, because this rope is like 75 rand a meter. It's pretty pricey, so, and you need about 2 meters to make one. This is just my first one I made. It's been working well for me. I'm still going to test this one, and then from there I'm going to start making more. Maybe I'll even sell some. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Should I make a video? Right, then shackles. You always need proper D-shackles that can withstand quite a lot. These are 6-ton shackles, and I've got a toe strap as well. In case it gets stuck or something like that, you need a proper shackle to be able to connect your extraction tools on. Right, then hammer. Because whatever you can't fix, you can assault with this, right? So Maybe you've got a dent or something in the wheel arch that's making the wheel scrape against the body. You can use the hammer to knock it out. You know, you never know. You can always use a hammer, right? Always. Then screwdriver. This little multi-bit screwdriver that I've got. It's got all the bits I need in here. It's got a longer neck, and you know, it's pretty handy to have something like this in there as well. Got lots of screws and stuff on the vehicle as well. You know, it's good to have something like this. Cable ties. I've got these baby ones. You get bigger ones as well. I've included these big ones in here and then these small ones. Always good to have cable ties. Cable ties are magic for if something comes loose, or if you know, plan can be made, and you can, between duct tape and this, you can almost make a weld. But you know, it's for making a plan. Then I've got this guy in here. Now this is something I'll use to either put around a tree or something like that, or I'll put around a tree, or if need be, I'll put around my vehicle and then attach this to the strap on there, just to make sure I've got a proper attaching point on the other side. So yeah, good to have something like this. You don't need it, but you know, if you have it, apply it. Then, oh yeah, I've got this guy. Now, perhaps if you're going to go do sand, drive around in sand and stuff like that, or if you are going to go to heavy muddy roads and stuff like that, where the chances are you'll probably get stuck. Take a proper full-size spade. Now, let me show you what I mean. Here's a full-size spade. This is the one I use when I go 4x4ing. If I'm going to do the sand thing or mud thing, you know, get a full-size spade. The reason I say get a full-size spade is you can get one of these, and they work pretty well. There's a way you set them up and everything. But the problem is, if you compare between these two, the size of this little guy compared to this guy, if you need to dig yourself out, it's going to take you a while. You know? Getting a full-size spade just expedites the whole thing. What I like using this one for is if you tighten it down, it can stay like that as well. And this is nice for getting under the vehicle, scooping things from under the vehicle out. And it's got a little pick attachment as well that makes things like easy. So this one is nice because if I forget it, I've got something. And if you're doing 4x4ing, it's almost a necessity to have a spade. Otherwise, you're going to sit there with your hands, and your hands are going to get hurt, and you know, or sticks, and you're going to sit there where you could have done it in less than an hour, get unstuck. Now you're going to take 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe you're going to get stuck there the whole day. So nice to have something. They aren't very expensive, and shop around. There's lots of places. 4x4 Mega World, Auto Warehouse, those places sell these guys. You get different sizes of them as well, and you get different prices. So, you know, some hardware shops have ones like these that are like $100 or something. So, yeah, shop around. You'll find a lacquer one that might work for you as well. Gloves. Always have gloves. You don't know what could happen, especially if you're going to start. If you want to attach your rope to around a tree or something, or whatever the story may be. You know, if you want to start scraping around and stuff, you know, it's good to have some gloves around, just in case you don't hurt yourself. Then I've got the little jumper setup going here. I can attach it to the power pack, or I can just connect this up to the other vehicle, the donor vehicle. If my vehicle is flat, connect this up to the donor vehicle, take these two, touch them onto my battery, and you know, there you go. So I made this up, you know, totally for my purposes as well. In here I've got a 10-meter towing rope, and this is a high quality one. This is from Opposite Lock, and folks, here you can't really skip. You get lots of tow ropes that you can buy, builders, spiders, those places. You can go the cheap option and buy the cheap one. Problem is that if it snaps, what do? Now you're going to sit there and make the knot. It snaps again, you have to make another knot. And so it goes. You're going to end up having only a meter behind the vehicle, especially if you're doing 4x4ing. You have to remember that you're applying way more force than you would just on a road towing another vehicle. So good to have a proper towing strap on there. The longer it is, the better, because you can double it up. That's 10 meters, so I can double it up to 5 meters, and then it doubles the strength, more or less doubles the strength of the tow strap, and then you'll easily be able to tow someone out. I've towed out once before with this guy, and it's solid. It's a solid piece of rope. It tows out perfectly. Right. So yeah, folks, this is the bare basics that you need. There's lots of other things you can add. You can add rope. Rope is a good thing to have to tie down things. If your tow strap breaks, you can use the rope. You can even use the rope to fix your car. There's lots of things you can apply. This is basically, you can do anything with this. You can add or remove anything, any part of this, and you will be fine. You just need to have certain basics with you, just to make life easier on the road. So yeah, folks, thanks for joining us in another episode. Wonderful to have you here. And join us again tomorrow. We will delve into another interesting part, and it will probably be more geared towards the ladies. But I'll keep it a surprise. Until next time, happy DIY.